Hello, good afternoon, each and every one of us. You're welcome to today's segment of Satim's Media Weekly Talk Show. And today we're having another wonderful discussion, and we're trusting God that discussion today we have a great impact in our lives and in all our endeavors. So if you're joining us this evening, you just drop a comment so that we'll know where you are joining from. I really appreciate you to tell us where you are joining from this evening. So I am appreciative of your coming. Thank you very much for joining us for this weekly talk show. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm already seeing some person joining. You're welcome. You're welcome to this segment of Satim's Media Weekly Talk Show. And today, let me tell you, we're going to be having a wonderful topic. We're going to be discussing something that concerns each and every one of us. So just stay put, just hold on, and I tell you, you're going to enjoy each and every segment of today's talk show. Last week, we dealt with another very important topic, discovering your purpose, and our guest made us to understand how to discover your purpose, all you need to discover your purpose, and what purpose discovery entails. So this week, we're going to be looking at, 2 weeks ago, we talked about a very wonderful topic also that took us through the academical angle. And today, we are not looking, though it's academic angle also, but we are not going to look at how to write exams, all you need to do for you to prepare. But today, we're looking at the power preparation 2.0. And today, we're going to be looking at how unveiling, how to get competitive scholarship. There are scholarships that are very, very competitive. So I guess this evening will be taking us through the various ways of unveiling competitive scholarship. So if you're already joining, you just comment where you are joining from so that I'll know that you're here. So you're highly welcome. So we'll be introducing our guests soon. But before that, I would love to inform each and every one of us that, this Satis Media is an organization, and the organization has a Facebook page and also a YouTube page. So from next week, we might not be looking at, will not be streaming live on my own personal page any longer, but we'll be streaming via Satim's Media page on Facebook and also Satim's Media page on YouTube. So you also get some extract from our various meetings on our Instagram page, on our Satim's Media Instagram page. Though we're having issues going live on Instagram for now, hopefully as soon as possible, we're going to be going live on Instagram. So our technical team, they're still working on that. So and secondly, from next week also, we're going to be bringing in some innovations into our Satim's Media Weekly Talk Show. Our technical team, they're doing a wonderful job and they're well appreciative. So I appreciate them for all the works that they are doing. They are doing excellently well. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Collins Obasuyi. Thank you for joining. Thank you very, very much for joining. So this evening, we are going to look at how to get competitive scholarship. Are you not excited about that? I for one, I'm excited, and I know you are excited also. You just tell us where you are joining us from, and I will also, the technical team, I trust them, they are going to broadcast it so that people will see it live and direct. And this evening, we have a guest in the house. I have posted the all about our guest. He's a scholar, not just a scholar, but a mathematics scholar. You know what that means. Growing up, I have never had passion for that particular subject. But though my dad also is a mathematics graduate and a mathematics scholar too, but I never had passion for it. But seeing somebody that is currently doing his PhD in mathematics, so I think the person ought to be well appreciated. So this evening, we have before us a friend and a brother, Mr. Egypti Joseph. Mr. Egypti Joseph, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Timothy.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful service today.
Oh, what a wonderful service. So, did you attend service today?
Yeah, of course. I do join service online, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Despite your busy schedule, you still find that time to join us this evening on our Teams Media weekly talk show. Thank you very much, our audience out there. They've asked me to tell you thank you for joining us this evening. And what do you have to tell my audience also?
Yeah, I actually want to thank each and every one of us or anybody that find his or her time to join us on this important discussion tonight.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Egypti Joseph, our audience will want to know you. Can you please introduce yourself? Tell us what you're doing currently, who you are. We want to know you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I actually want to thank the Teams Media for this great opportunity. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity like this to talk about something that I'm passionate about, something that I've been looking out for to talk about. Because to me, actually, it's very important topic to me. So I really want to thank Teams Media for giving me this opportunity to take us through this important topic. So, like he earlier mentioned, my name is Egyptu Joseph. Yeah, so I'm actually a graduate of Nasarawa State University, Kefi, Nigeria. Yeah, I I think my passion for mathematics has been right there, right from when I was in secondary school, like primary school. It has always been my best subject, but I never thought that I would actually, study mathematics as a course. Never, because that was not what my dad actually wanted me to study. He actually wanted me to go for medicine, like, and what have you. But like, I can say that I'm very proud to become a mathematician today. So after my undergraduate, like, I told myself that I won't allow my parents or neither myself to pay for my uh academics or to fund for my study any longer. And I pick a challenge that, okay, I have to work it out. And after that, I applied for several scholarships, which I was able to get two of them. And I went to Ghana for my master's, where I did master's in mathematical sciences.
That's
So,
wonderful.
yeah, before I finished my master's in mathematical sciences in Ghana, so I was able to secure funding, that's PhD funding, two PhD funding, which is one in Ireland, Center for Science, Data Science in Ireland, and also one in United Kingdom, which is where I am right now, where I'm studying applied mathematics. So before I finished my master's study, I was able to secure two PhD funding, which are fully funded.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing with us, or introducing yourself, though introduction looks like you're already telling us your story, because you are still going to go into that. I think I'm the only person that have not actually that did not actually take the decision of just telling my parents that, oh, daddy and mommy, you are not going to pay for my postgraduate program. Imagine, I stressed my parents in my national diploma degree before I got that. In my bachelor's degree, I stressed them. And also in my master's degree, in fact, they were extremely stressed. So I want to use this opportunity to officially thank my wonderful parents for the opportunity. I know what they sacrificed in making sure that I am officially a master's degree holder. I know what those parents they sacrifice. So this is from me to them, a very big thank you to my wonderful parents and every other parents paying the tuition fee of their children anywhere around the world. So, Mr. Egypti Joseph, you did your undergraduate program in the northern part of Nigeria. you did your postgraduate program in that your master's program in Ghana, and you're currently doing your PhD in the United Kingdom. What has been what a wonderful run through all over. So I want to officially thank you for also focusing on your dream. It's very, very important. In fact, if you probably to get it, probably you ask me 2+2, I will tell you I don't know. But you that is currently you're going up and up and up in mathematics as a field, I think it worth appreciating for. So, can you tell us your journey so far? When I mean your journey so far, what gave you the passion to go into mathematics as a course?
Yeah, thank you so much for that wonderful question, Mr. Timothy.
Thank you.
So, but first of all, I would like to start by this famous quote by former, I think, President of the United States. That's Thomas Jefferson. He said that I. He said that I find that the harder I work, the more lucky I seem to have. Like, to be sincere with you, my passion for mathematics, like I said earlier, started right from when I was in primary school. I like counting numbers, and one thing I really love about mathematics was that I was able to connect it to real world problem, and that is one of the basic reasons why I choose applied mathematics as a course. So in my life, I think I find mathematics in everywhere. Despite the fact that my parent, like my father, he never wanted me to study mathematics as a course. Yeah, he always wanted me to go and study medicine, of which, like, I tried, but I didn't find it easy to go with what he was saying because I didn't see myself in that line. So when I finished my high school, I joined university. At this point, I would really want to thank my uncle, that's Professor Lucas William Lumbi. He actually instilled in me the ideology that in life, the course you study has nothing to do with your destiny. In life, the course or your discipline has nothing to do with your destiny. That was what he told me. He sat me down. I was actually giving mathematics. My dad told me that I should not, go for mathematics, that I should stay at home, write pursuit again, like write JAM again, and apply for medicine or engineering. I told him no. So he told me that I should talk to my dad, that in life, you don't look at where you are right now, but you look at what you are becoming tomorrow. So that was how I picked the challenge. I started working on myself, and as a mentor, with his mentorship, actually, he really helped me in the sense that he always encouraged me. I remember during my undergraduate, anytime I go to his office, like, he would tell me that I should just go back to library. He will ask me, where are you coming back from? I will tell him that I'm coming back from library. Imagine at that point I'm exhausted. And he will not tell me that
to the library.
Yes, he will tell me that I should go back to the library. I'll tell him sometimes I do go, sometimes I'll go back straight to the hostel and go and rest. Yeah. So, but seriously, I will say that yes, he has really encouraged me. He has pushed me to where I am today. If financially, morally, in any ways, I am really indebted to my uncle in person of Professor Lucas William Lumbi. So he has really contributed a lot in my journey in life.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph GPT, for that wonderful run through. So I think while you were saying that, I also remembered when I was also growing up, and in fact, my secondary school days, education wasn't though at first I had the passion for it, but along the line, after writing down SSC once, twice, third time, I have almost lost passion for education. But I remembered when I was in secondary school, and Gabriel Agmozekile of blessed memory. He was always there to encourage me, to tell me, "Thing, don't worry, you have a great destiny ahead of you." I didn't know that this is how far one will be going at this point, but along the line, I think one is still indebted to men of such nature, though he's gone to glory now, but all the same, he's well appreciated. So, what not gave you the passion to further your study for your master's degree? Not just immediately after you finish your master's degree, you continue for your PhD. What gave you the passion also? Why did you decide to also pursue your master or PhD in another discipline entirely, which I know will be very, very much possible?
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, let me say my passion for researching actually started when I was in 300 level. So there was this course that they introduced also, which is mathematical modeling. Well, to be sincere with you, I have this lecturer in person of Dr. Oduwale. He was the one that introduced me into mathematical modeling. And one of the important thing about mathematical modeling is that it helps you to relate mathematics to real world problem. That's, in fact, that's the beauty of mathematics. Because if you ask a layman, he will tell you what, as a mathematician, the only thing you can do is to teach, which is a lie.
Yeah.
Which is a lie. There are many mathematicians working in banking sector. Everywhere you go, there are mathematicians. So when he introduced us to mathematical modeling, I remember there was this assignment he gave us on modeling political rumor.
Yeah.
And I think by the grace of God, we were able to publish that that work. So that was the beginning of my passion for researching. And before I finished my undergraduate, I said, okay, I think this is actually interesting. And anytime I see myself in academia researching, in fact, that's where my joy lies. I find it difficult to work in any other sector apart from, academic or researching. So that was the basis of uh, of my passion, that I say I had to what? I had to further my study, especially in mathematical modeling, which is applied mathematics. And that's where I actually that's where landed me where I am today as applied mathematician. Though, like, my master's research was basically on modeling epidemiology, which is modeling diseases. But at the moment, I'm actually doing different things, which has a lot of application in in industries. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. If I have to give you all the time, I think Mr. Joseph will tell us all the story that we want to hear today. So, Mr. Joseph, let's go straight into the topic now and into what we are here for today. Is scholarship easy to get? Because our audience want to actually hear that. Is it easy to get a scholarship?
Of course, but it depends.
Why did I not get one?
Yeah,
Because
I think maybe
I did not get any scholarship, and I am almost I'm done with my master's degree. So why did I not get one? If you say scholarship is easy to get.
Yeah, thank you. It's easy, and at the same time it's difficult, because
It's difficult,
maybe you didn't get it because you didn't have an opportunity such as this.
I think you would have
That's
asked me, did
number
I even
one.
apply?
Yeah. Number two, it could be that, okay, you didn't follow the due process, or there are criteria which you have not meet up with. And in a discussion like this, I think it will be a great avenue for many people that are aspiring to become a scholar. Many people that are there, that they always want to see that they progress in their researching. So I think one of the key things about scholarship, when you're talking of scholarship, let me just maybe give us tell us what scholarship is all about. I would say that, okay, scholarship is actually a grant or a support to students education awarded on the basis of his academic achievement and other achievement. There are two things there.
Sorry. I think you have to be breaking it down so that our audience will understand. Academic achievements and which other achievements?
And other achievements.
Okay, when you talk about academic achievements, what do you mean? Must it be a first class? Must it be a second class upper?
Thank you. Thank
because
you for that.
Sorry, don't also forget, we have in our country where we are from, which is Nigeria, we have both the HND and the BSc. So you also going to actually tell us the cause of the dichotomy between HND and BSc. Why? Because most HND students, they feel, oh, I can't get a scholarship because I have a HND degree. So first of all, you're going through what scholarship is all about. Can you do the rundown? Let's hear you. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think maybe before I think later I will go into maybe telling us the detail. What are the things you need when you are applying for scholarships?
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question at the moment, we're talking of scholarship in general. Like, scholarship are different.
Okay.
There's what we call fellowship. There's what we call scholarships, and we're talking of scholarships. There are scholarships for undergraduates, there are scholarships for master's students, there are scholarships for PhD students, and there are scholarships even for HND holders. So talking about the requirement, I would say that it depends on the kind of scholarship you are looking for. It could be fully funded scholarship. It could also be partially funded, funded scholarship.
Okay.
So it actually depends on which one you are going out for. And the requirement, I will say that most scholarship will tell you that you must have at least second class upper, which is 2-1. You must have at least a 2-1 for you to what to compute or for you to apply for any scholarship. Yeah. So having second class lower, I will not say that you can actually get
a fully funded
scholarship, exactly. Or rather, you can maybe get a partially funded scholarship, a situation whereby maybe they can waive some amount of money for you on your tuition fee and what have you. And for PhD scholarship, there are also several PhD scholarship. It depends on the niche, on the continent that you are actually looking out for, because different countries have their own requirement for scholarship. For instance, like United States, if you have first class, you can actually go for PhD straight, but you must go for 5 years PhD, because there, even if you are going for a master's program, you must go for 5 years. That's even if you are good, even if you have masters and you want to go for PhD in US, you must have you will go for 5 years, regardless of the fact that you have BSc, which is first class, or masters. That's US. But like in UK here, if you have first class, you can actually get a funding that is 4 years. That's if you have first class in any discipline, depending on the scholarship you are looking out for, or rather 2-1, a strong 2-1, like 4 point and above. Basically, that's how it works. So in terms of HND, I think you must, let me say, or let me not just put it must, I think you should be able to have distinction for you to be able to get your scholarship.
Mr. Joseph,
as a HND
sorry
holder.
For cutting you short. We are talking about scholarships, so we have to actually break it. I think the problem most of us had during our undergraduate program was we never had idea of what all these things entails, what it means to apply for scholarship, what you need. We are just going to school. Let's just go. And well, thank God for grace, we were able to actually get the desired result. Yes, you were talking about HND, that you have to get a distinction, probably to get a scholarship. To me, I feel that for you to get a scholarship, your packaging matters a lot. When I mean your packaging, how you're able to you put your SOP down, how you're able to sell yourself to the outside world. Let's not forget, one of the weeks we're going to be talking about how to actually sell yourself to the outside world, because I think that's very, very important. So, Mr. Joseph, how do you think that people can actually package themselves to get? We are not talking about the partially funded scholarship here. We're talking about how to get a fully funded. So, How do people package themselves, not just to get a fully funded scholarship, but to get scholarship that are competitive, which is the theme of what we're actually talking about today.
Thank you so much for this question. I think here I will take a bit of your time because I will actually mention like 7 things that you
Okay.
need to have for you to win a competitive scholarship. Now,
Okay.
number 1 that I will say here is what you must create list of unique skills and documents. List of what unique skills and documents.
I think I have to jot that down.
Now, when you're talking about skills here, scholarship it's not all about you having first class distinction, 2-1 and what have you. No, it's far more than that. For instance, what are the awards you have ever won during your undergraduate or your high school or even your primary school? Or do you have any leadership potential? Do you have any leadership ability? Another thing you have to look at is that, okay, do you have, because any scholarship will actually want to see if you can actually you are a good researcher. You also want to look at it from that dimension. Can you be able to research independently on your own? These are some of the integral elements when you're talking about applying for competitive scholarship. You must have all these skills. And another important skills they are looking at for is what digital skills. For instance, how strong are you in computing? Because most program nowadays are becoming rather digital. That's in terms of skills. Now, in terms of document, like the first thing I will tell you to prepare when in terms of scholarship is, number 1, you must have your transcript. To be sincere with you, you can't apply for any transcript without, rather for any scholarship without your transcript. It's very, very important. If you are a student or you have graduated, the first thing I will tell you is that work it out. Try and get your transcript. Try and get your undergraduate or your certificate, your undergraduate certificate or HND certificate. Try and get it ready. Try and get recommendation letters. Recommendation letters are very, very important when you're talking about competitive scholarship. You can be denied of a scholarship, to be sincere with you, if you have a bad recommender, because at least you should be able to have 2 recommenders, which are, let me say, maybe 1 can come from place of work or 1 can come from academia. So these are the things that I've mentioned. They are the important things, document that I think you should have first of all before you can even think of applying for scholarship. Number 2, you should search for scholarship based on your skills. Like a mathematician, search for scholarship based on your skills, based on your on your qualification. You cannot, for instance, you have let's say second class lower and you want to go and apply for fully funded scholarship. To be sincere with you, I will tell you that you may end up wasting your time. Search for scholarship based on your skills. It means that you must be able to go and search for scholarship. For instance, I'm a mathematician. There are scholarships that are only mathematics based. For instance, the scholarship I won, which is that in regions scholarship, I think we are only 5 in Africa that were selected, and it's basically for mathematics students. I think a 3 PhD student and 2 master's students. That was 2020. So there are scholarships that are based, like there are scholarships that are only for art students. So that's how it is. So you should be able to search for scholarships based on your skills, based on your certificate. That is number 2. Number 3, you create lists of scholarships. For instance, the scholarship you are applying for, are they partially funded? Are they fully funded? You should be able to create such lists so that you have a dichotomy between the two and which one you are going for. And don't forget to also take into account the deadline. Deadline is very, very important. It's very, very integral in the sense that when you are applying for scholarship, these are some of the things you actually have to look out for, because there are many scholarships that sometimes you want to apply, you discover that the deadline has already passed. Now, number 4 things I will also want to talk about is that you should be able to create scholarship schedules, in the sense that, for instance, maybe in a week you can choose, let's say Monday should be the day that you want to be applying for scholarships. Or maybe at so time, maybe you can say, okay, let me give in my time like 2 hours. Today I want to be applying for scholarship. So you should be able to create a scholarship schedules. It's very, very important, because, to be sincere with you, let me say this now, your ability to try each time you fail is key in the journey of success, is key in the journey of greatness. I will repeat, your ability to try each time you fail is key in your journey of what? Greatness. I would like to say this, to be sincere with you, I can't count how many scholarships I've applied. I've applied scholarship across, like, let me say, 4 continents: Asia, US, UK, and Africa. All these continents have applied scholarships, to be sincere with you, and I can't count how many scholarships I've applied. So you should be able to create your schedules and apply as many as you can. If you ask my friend, I think he's in France now, John Silas, and Oluwayomi, she's in Ireland. To be sincere with you, when I was applying for PhD scholarship, there are times I can send like 10 letters to 10 different professors in a day. Yeah, so I think creating a schedule is also very, very important. Number 5, I would say that don't rush your application. Don't rush your application. It's very, very important. And here, don't rush your application in the sense that you should be able to have your what? Your resume, statement of purpose. And I would like to say something here. This is where many people get it wrong. Some people do go online, they will go and get samples of statement of purpose or motivation letters. They will come and maybe paraphrase it. Some of them will not even take their time to paraphrase very well, and they will submit. And to be sincere with you, when I started my pursuit for scholarships, like some of the SOP I wrote then, if I pick it now, to be sincere with you, I will feel ashamed of myself. The reason is simple. To me, it seems as if I was not the one that wrote it. Many mistakes that people make when applying for scholarship is that after writing motivation letters or statement of purpose, what they do is that they keep it to themselves, which is very, very wrong. So what you do is that you look out for experienced people that have worked through that path, people that have won competitive scholarship. You send sometimes, like professors, there are many professors that review my SOP for me. You send it out to them to review. It's very, very, very important. The same thing with your resume. Resume too is also very, very important, because, or your CV. And we have academic CV and professional CV. Your academic CV should not be more than 2 pages. Please, 2 pages maximum. 2 pages maximum. So all these things, you should be able to send it to experienced people that have won scholarship, for them to review it for you. In fact, not only 1 person, 2 people. If you have like maybe say 5 people, if they can help you to review the SOP, your SOPs and resumes, all of these things, I think is very, very important. And also try to get in touch with your lecturers, so that you can be able to get recommendations. It's very, very important. Recommendation letters are also very important. Like I said earlier, if you don't have strong recommendation, it can kill your application, to be sincere with you. So you must make sure you have all these things. You must make sure you have all these requirements. You have them. Then check the details. What does that scholarship awarding body want from you? What do they want? You have to go through their website. In fact, in writing your SOP, that's the first thing you should do, is go through the website of the scholarship giving body. Look at the requirement. What do they want from you? That will at least give you guide you on writing your motivation or statement of purpose. Right? So number 6, what I want to talk about here is what? Don't wait until the final minutes for you to submit. Don't wait. please don't wait until the final minutes for you to submit your applications. No, because there are some scholarship, as you are submitting, they are vetting your application. So it's very, very important that you don't wait. So submit as early as possible. Submit as early as possible. And the last thing I also want to talk about, which is very important, is what? Beware of what? Scholarship scams. Beware of scholarship scams. And one of the way that you can know of scholarship scams, I think, is any scholarship. Let me just put it this way. I think 99% of scholarship will not ask you to what? To give them money when you are applying in the process of application. Now, I want to say something here. There are scholarships that comes with admission. What am I trying to say? There are some scholarships that you have to apply for the scholarship, then go and apply for admission. If you're applying for admission, there are schools, like most schools in US, you must pay for admission fee. That is not part of the scholarship. But as far as scholarship is concerned, as far as scholarships are concerned, you don't pay for any money. You don't pay for any fee. That's how you know a genuine scholarship. Any scholarship that is asking you that you must pay a certain amount of money, no, that is not a scholarship. To be sincere with you, it may not be far from scam. So, because based on my experience, all the scholarships I've applied, I have never paid penny. I have never paid any kobo for applying, or any amount of money for applying, or in the process of applying for scholarships, right? Yeah, I think basically these are the integral, let me say, the 7 things that you actually need to what? You need to look into when you are actually, or if you want to embark on a journey of scholarship. It's not actually easy. You actually, in fact, there are cases you can apply for 10 scholarship and 10 of them can deny you. Let me be sincere to you.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I think
thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. We have to actually take time to look at that very well. So, we have undergraduate scholarship. I think one of our audience already reminded you that you've now addressed the issue of HND holders. So we have undergraduate scholarship and we have postgraduate scholarship. Is it that the same way you apply for undergraduate scholarship, that's the same way you apply for postgraduate scholarship?
Yeah, thank you so much. Undergraduate, like, I don't know much about undergraduate scholarship because
you didn't get scholarship during your undergraduate program.
Yeah, but I can actually say something. There are undergraduate scholarships, and I think, for instance, let me just use United States as an example. The basic requirement there is your WAEC. You must have a strong WAEC, which at least sometimes you must have like maybe 5 A's, strong WAEC, which is very important. There are some schools that will ask you to write SAT. SAT is also very, very important, and that is another thing on its own. You have to prepare for it.
Sorry, before I forget, did you write any of all these English proficiency before coming for your PhD scholarship program in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, but the reason I wrote it was because of the fact that it's not actually compulsory. It's not mandatory in all scholarships. Writing English proficiency is not compulsory. I think the reason why I wrote it was because of the fact that I am using NAPTEP. And NAPTEP, I don't think it was because they don't recognize NAPTEP, because they gave me this thing. They said I should submit my WAEC in lieu of English proficiency, or my NECO in lieu of English proficiency. But I'm not using either of the two. So because of that, I had to go and write out. That was the reason. But there are many schools, I think, that will accept WAEC or NECO in lieu of English proficiency. Now, going to US, I think the same thing with US. But most cases in US, for you to get a competitive scholarship or a funding, I think most of them will tell you to write TOEFL or GRE, right? GRE, which is very, very important, especially those that are in engineering or sciences. They will actually want you to write GRE or TOEFL, either one of the two. You have to write one of the two. That's if you are going to US. So I think basically this is what I can say so far. So
Okay.
but for
Okay, continue,
yeah,
sir. Continue. Don't worry.
yeah, for undergraduate, like I said, so the basic requirement is that WAEC. Some will ask you to write like SAT, like I said. So basically these are the requirements, but like writing SOP is also there. It's very important because they also want to know why you are applying for the scholarship. What motivates you? Why are you choosing the university? All these questions you must put it in your statement of purpose. That's as an when you're applying for undergraduate. Now coming to master scholarship, let me say master scholarship. I've already listed out those things.
Okay.
Your undergraduate certificate, your statement of purpose. The same thing with HND. You must have all the things I mentioned. HND too, the same thing. Once you have your distinction, you can also apply for what? Master scholarship. Definitely you will get it. Yeah, just like the way a first class student or a 2-1 student can get a scholarship, as a HND holder you can also what? Get a scholarship.
Okay.
So you are not exempted. Yeah.
Okay. To our very esteemed audience out there, I think our speaker this evening has actually dealt with what scholarship is all about and how to get a fully funded scholarship. To the HND holders, you're not left out. There are a lot of scholarship out there that HND holders can also apply. I tell you, in the United Kingdom, you can apply straight with your HND and you will get admission straight. So nobody is exempted. The era of the dichotomy between HND and BSc has gone to extinction. So this is a time that each and every one of us, we need to stand up and begin to claim what is rightfully ours. You need to begin to apply for scholarship. You need to bring your SOP. Let's review it. Thank God we have scholars in our midst that can as well help us to review some of these SOPs, some of this resume and all that. So, Mr. Joseph, back to you again. What are some of these scholarship body that you think people can begin to apply for? Some of the scholarship body that you think people can apply for? Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, thank you. I also want to say something here. I think before I proceed, I want you to know this, that by default, hard work is one of the integral elements of becoming successful. By default, yes.
Wow.
By default, hard work is one of the integral elements of becoming successful. Yes. So
hard work pays.
Yeah, it actually pays, to be sincere with you, because like, and if you are a student, you are listening to me, let me tell you this now. Like, don't think because let me say this to Nigerians now. Don't think maybe because seriously, the era of being serious in academia is going into extinction.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, they don't want to read again.
No.
Because they know that, okay, if I graduate, there's no work, there's nothing for me to do. But to be sincere with you, if they can't recognize your talent out there, there are people that will recognize your talent. So work hard. Try to set a goal. Setting a goal is very important. So now to answer Mr. Timothy's question, there are many scholarship bodies. Like, let me talk a little bit about Nigerian, like we have PTDF scholarship, we have bilateral government scholarship. All these are Nigerian scholarship. We have Commonwealth scholarship. We have, I think, tutor scholarship. All these are Nigerian-based scholarship. And there are many international scholarship, such as like Dad in Region scholarship, which is a German scholarship. We have a Commonwealth Share scholarship. We have Erasmus Mundus scholarship. We have African Institute for Mathematical Sciences scholarship, which is the one I won in Ghana. There are like 6 centers in Africa. We have the one in Rwanda, South Africa, Ghana, and some other African countries. So there are different scholarships awarding body. There's a MasterCard scholarship. So there are many of them, and that are all these scholarships that I mentioned. They offer fully funded scholarships, and there are many scholarships that comes from universities. Like, for instance, my PhD scholarship is coming from College of Science and Engineering, University of Glasgow. So there are scholarships that comes from universities. There are scholarships that come from NGOs. So it depends on which one you actually which category or which one suits you, then you can actually go out for. And there are also scholarship website. So, and talking about scholarship website, I think for PhD, for those that are looking for PhD funding, I would recommend find a scholarship.com. No, oh, sorry, rather find a phd.com. Find in small letters, please. Find, that's FINDA phd.com. That's findaphd.com. Is a very, in fact, all the PhD fund scholarships I got, both of the two PhD scholarships I got, I think I got it from that platform. And another one is Scholarship Air, scholarshipair.com. That's AIR, scholarshipair.com. That is, I think that one, it contains all kinds of scholarship ranging from undergraduate to PhD level. So, and even fellowship, you can get it there. Then you also have, I think, afterschoolafrica.com, afterschoolafrica.com. So afterschoolafrica.com is also, you can get all kinds of scholarship there, all kinds of scholarship on afterschoolafrica.com. So all you need to do is to go into this website, try and subscribe so that you can be getting daily, or depends on the way you want it, either daily, weekly email from them on any latest scholarship. And I want to use this platform to introduce our Facebook page, which is Scholarship Dreamers, which has been founded by experienced scholars, I think, from different countries. One of us, she's from US, I am from here. We have somebody from France, we have somebody in Spain, we have somebody from Gambia, we have somebody from Italy. So, and all of us, we have worked through all the parts of scholarships, and all of us are beneficiaries of one or more scholarships. So we founded this platform, and I think, this platform, I think very soon we're going to be having a seminar on how to write this statement of purpose, motivation letters, your resume, how to get across to supervisor, how do you send email to a professor if you really want to work with him. So all these things, very soon we are going to organize. I think I have posted it on the page, and we are still looking out for more people. If we get at least like 20 people, I think we're going to organize that seminar where we have experts that will be talking to you about each of these topics, and we'll take you through each of the topic, how to write each of these things and how to get these things right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. I didn't know that you had a lot of these sites, and I'm here. You didn't tell me, Timothy, we have such site that you can apply for your PhD. So you had a lot of this and you didn't tell me. So I think we are going to talk about that immediately after this meeting, because I'm sure the other find PhD, I'm still hearing Africa, whatever, imagine. And we see almost every time, but you did not tell me that. So immediately people get into that site, probably find PhD, Africa, whatever.com. If they get into the site and they probably they see a particular a scholarship that suits them, scholarship that, okay, this one is okay for me, I am qualified for applying this particular scholarship. What is the next step that they are to do? Are they to send a code email? Are they to just copy the site? What are they supposed to do immediately they find out that, okay, this scholarship is actually for me?
Yeah, thank you so much, for asking this question. Like I said earlier, you must have those documents ready. Okay. Please, if you want to apply for a scholarship, like, make sure you have all the documents I mentioned in the first list, the first item on the list. I said you must also create list of unique skills and documents. If you don't have those documents, don't even waste your time.
Scholarship.
Yeah, don't waste your time, because it will be like going into a journey that you don't know where you're going to. Absolutely. So don't even attach. So you must have those documents ready before you can go into this site. So if you go into this site, definitely, if you click on a particular scholarship, there will be a link for you that will take you to the application form, where you need to fill in your details, everything, where you need to. Some will ask you to upload your, your recommendation letters. Some will ask you to write to most scholarship, though they do send an email to your recommender. They will be the one to fill it direct and submit it.
Absolutely,
So yeah, so once you go into the site, there's a link that will take you direct to the application form, where you need to fill in all your details and submit. For instance, like find a phd.com website. On that website, I think basically somehow it's complicated, but if you understand it, it's actually easy, in the sense that all you need to do is that it's easy in the sense that you need to go and check. You can choose which country you want to go to, choose your field. Is it fully funded? You see it there. Is it for UK or non-UK? Is it for EU student or non-EU? You all choose this option. So you choose the one that you belongs to. Then it will sort out all the list of scholarships that are there, or rather the list of funding that are there. And the next thing you will do as a researcher, if you want to apply for PhD, I think what you need to do is to contact a supervisor, tell him that you want to work with him, and there's a sample email for that. You don't just write an email to a professor anyhow. So there's a modus operandi for that. Yeah, exactly, for that kind of for that kind of situation. You don't just go into it anyhow. So I think basically this is how you go about it.
So we have find PhD, we have find masters and find undergraduate too.
No. So like I said, you go to scholarship, like scholarshipair.com. That one encapsulates all kinds of scholarship, every kinds of scholarship. And yeah, so, and also After School Africa, you also see all kinds of scholarships, PhD funding. You have masters, undergraduate, all of them, you find them there. So even some entrepreneurs opportunity on After School Africa, you will get them. And they are real. Some people do think that some of these things are real. They are real.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, I think we're getting a couple of questions here that we need to start dealing with. I think there's one question showing on your screen. Probably you can just read it and answer the question before we proceed to the next stage.
Yeah, like I think Oshafu said that, sir, we need more clarification about this NAPTED or NECO result, because people are out there saying it's only people with WAEC that are considered in scholarship. Like I said earlier, if you have WAEC or NECO, is accepted. Like my own case, the reason why I wrote English proficiency was because I am using NAPTED.
NAPTED, yeah.
Yeah, but I wrote to the admission team. I asked them that I am from English. The official language in my country is English. So yeah, so they said okay that I should provide WAEC or NECO. So when I even tried to submit an NAPTED, but they rejected it. So I had no option than to go and write NAPTED. And there are also agents that are working with any universities.
Absolutely.
That's from your country, yes, that will actually help you in that regard. Sometimes they will help you in terms of, when you're talking of English proficiency, they should be able to help you to sort that issue of WAEC or NECO. But to be sincere with you, NAPTED, I don't think they accept NAPTED. No, they don't accept NAPTED.
Okay, to our audience, our guest has talked about what you need to do in applying for scholarship, and also the requirement that we need to get before as applying for any scholarship. WAEC, whether you have WAEC, whether you have NECO, schools, they differs. There are some schools that accept just WAEC alone. What I'm talking about now is just only in the United Kingdom here. We have schools that accept only WAEC alone. We have schools that accept WAEC and NECO. And I have actually applied for admission for a whole lot of persons. So I know at times they'll tell you if you have your WAEC and your NECO. At times they'll tell you if you have just your WAEC, you're good to go. But NAPTED, I don't think NAPTED is even recognized going further to any school outside Nigeria for you to actually use as your English proficiency. So if you had your personally, I used my WAEC in applying for my master's, and my school, they accepted it well when I submitted my WAEC. But most of the times, it is very, very important that your WAEC, the time you wrote the WAEC is not more than 10 good years. So at times, if it's more than 10 years, they want to start asking you for your employment history so that they will know what you were doing at all those times. So if you have done any probably certification, any courses, short course or anything, you can begin to fill it in. Those things will help you. Let me tell you something today. Anything that you are doing after your school, if you have the mind of going for your master's, your PhD, let everything be geared towards that particular program that you want to go for. Because even the little place you're working, they will also request for it, and all those things will help you to actually get what you actually desire. So, Mr. Joseph, there's another question before you. He said, do I need a mentor in the field to guide me through scholarship application? That's coming from Omoro John Solomon Samuel.
Yeah, Solomon, thank you so much. Solomon is one of my let me say he's a junior colleague.
Oh, that's absolutely.
He also studied mathematics. So thank you, Solomon, for that question, because it's also the question he has is very, very important. Like, I think I would say yes, you need a mentor. When you're applying for scholarship, you actually need somebody that will see you through. And the mentor should be someone that has passed through the process, someone that is a beneficiary of one or more scholarships. It's very, very important, because why many people fail to get or win a scholarship is because they go into it blindly, which I started it that way. Now, how I started getting it right was when I came in contact with I think USA Foundation Education in FCT Abuja. So I think every year they do advertise for that position, but I think it's basically for first class students, whereby they advertise it. They bring you in to train you on how to get scholarship, but in US. So when I came in contact with them, that actually opened my eyes. That was when I now started getting in touch with experienced scholars to review my SOP, my CV. Like the scholarship I won in Ireland, to be sincere with you, it was the PhD student that reviewed my statement of purpose, that reviewed my CV, and that was how I was able to win that scholarship. So the question that Mr. Solomon asked, I think, is very, very important. You really need a mentor when you are applying for scholarship, and that is one of the reasons we created the Facebook page that is called Scholarship Dreamers. The basic idea behind the creation of that Facebook page is for us to mentor people, to see people to they get scholarship. That's why we even created that Facebook page.
Mr. Joseph, can I choose you as my mentor, because I am planning to apply for some scholarship?
Sure.
So I can choose you as my mentor.
Sure.
So to my viewers out there, I've got a new mentor when it comes to a scholarship application. So Mentor Joseph, thank you very much for accepting me as one of your mentees in the race of getting a scholarship. So I'm very, very optimistic that you should await my announcement soon of getting a scholarship. So I'm very, very certain about that. So Mr. Joseph, you've actually talked about different areas. You've talked about what it means to get a scholarship, and then that you need a mentor while applying for any scholarship. When you've been mentioning SOP, most persons might not know what SOP is all about. Okay, you talked about resume. So when you talk about writing your statement of purpose, which is the meaning of SOP, can you tell us what are the things that you need to impute, what are the things you need to remove, and other things that actually you need to do so that you can get a balanced and a formidable SOP?
Wow, very important question. Yeah, because I would say it's very important, because these are things that will give you scholarship. Now, absolutely. I said earlier, statement of purpose or motivation letters, You don't just write them because you want to write them. No. So many people get it wrong, like I said. They do write it and keep it for themselves.
Mm,
That's one mistake that most people make.
they make, yeah.
So, yeah, that's number one. So, in writing, there's a structure for writing statement of purpose. There's a structure, and let me say this: it's not actually general.
Absolutely.
So the structure may not be, it may not be the same in all cases. No. So, but the structure, let me just mention like maybe 5 things that you really need in your SOP if you want it to make sense. Number one, you must start with introduction, which is uh your background. You have to tell us the reason, the motivation why why you are even into academics. Why did you choose the course you study? What is your motivation for where you are? That's number one. That should be the introduction. Number two, maybe even in the introduction, you must tell us your undergraduate achievement. Was there any leadership, like undergraduate achievement? Let's talk about your result now, performance here, right? So in your second maybe paragraph, you have to begin to tell us about your interest at large. What is your interest? Maybe you study mathematics, and in mathematics, we have different areas of mathematics, different fields. You have pure maths, you have applied mathematics.
Yeah.
Even in the applied mathematics, there are different areas. So you should be able to look into those things, right? Tell us why you choose the course you are going into, which is also very, very important. Another paragraph is that you should be able to tell us about your achievement. In this case, you have to make sure that what is in your CV or resume must tally with what is on that paragraph. For instance, your leadership skills, or do you have any publication, which is very, very important for you to have edge over people, especially if you are when you are applying for PhD scholarship. To be sincere with you, having research experience is very important. So
Absolutely.
whether you have ever done publish a paper or anything or a journal, so it's very, very important. Your leadership skills, do you have any award? All these things, you put them in one paragraph. Another paragraph that is very integral is that why do you choose that scholarship?
Mm.
Or why do you choose a university? You tell us why will you be able to give to them, what will they give to you, and after that paragraph, another paragraph is that you should be able to tell us about your future career.
Okay, what you hope to
Very
achieve
important.
in
Maybe after you must have finished your masters or
yeah.
PhD, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do with the masters? Do you just want to go and do PhD and come and stay at home, or what do you want to do in the future with that PhD or your master's degree? What do you want to do with it? It's very, very important. And the maybe concluding paragraph, you now tell them just a conclusion, a summary. I think basically this is how you write SOP. Don't plagiarize. Like, write your story. Many people plagiarize, and some of the scholarship body, to be sincere with you, they have plagiarism software which they check. Once they check that you are plagiarized, you are automatically out.
I think
So write your story.
Yeah, I'm actually having problem with some people actually plagiarizing a statement of purpose. This is all about you and all about your achievement. So you should be able to tell us the reason why you are doing a particular thing, not trying to plagiarize. You just go online, you copy somebody's statement of purpose. All you need to do is just where the person put his name, you remove his name, put your name, and you are telling the story of another person entirely, not your own story. So when you are interviewed, you actually don't know what to say. So that is where people actually miss it. So I think there's one paragraph Mr. Joseph probably omit, which is tell us the reason why you want to leave Nigeria. Why do you want to come and study in that country that you are going to? Why do you want to live there? Why do you have to go to another country to do your master? What are the things in that country that is in your country? Because I, for one, I was able to tell them in Nigeria, and I can say that absolutely online, anywhere, you can start up a program. You only know when you start, but you don't know when you are going to end a particular program. Imagine a lot of students are at home now due to ASU strike. They are just there. I know of some persons that started their program, they started their master's degree even before I even thought of applying for my master's. And today I've gotten my master's, they are still in their first semester in their master's program. So that's absolutely absurd. So I think people actually need to look into that. And that is very, very important. So Mr. Joseph, back to you. Can you tell us, is there any difference between statement of purpose and personal statement? Because I know probably some schools are using interchangeably. I know that thing actually confuses some of us. So what is the difference between statement of purpose and personal statement? Before you answer that question, we're going to just go on a very short 30 seconds break. And after that break, we'll be right back. So after that, Mr. Joseph, you come and answer your question. Thank you very much for 30 seconds.
So,
okay, thank you very much for coming back, and you're all welcome back. So before we continue, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Satims Media, please do well to subscribe to our channel. A whole lot is still on the way. Not just subscribing alone, you turn on the notification button in case we're releasing other videos so that you can have access to it. Also, we have a Facebook page, Satims Media. You can also go there. Like we had one last week, we had last 2 weeks. So just like them, comment, and also share so that other persons can have access to it. So, Mr. Joseph, is there any difference between personal statement and statement of purpose?
Yeah, personal statement. I think most universities use it interchangeably. To be sincere with you, I don't think there's a difference. Let me just put it that way. Most universities use it interchangeably. So, like, you can use your statement of purpose as a personal statement. Now, the difference is motivation letter, because motivation letter, just like the way you are writing your letter, a formal letter, it must have the address of the sender and the address of the receiver. Like the way you are writing letter, basically in motivation letter, you must be able to state that. And sometimes another thing I also want to mention is there are some scholarship body or some universities that will ask you, that will give you the numbers of weights when writing either motivation letter or statement of purpose or personal statement. Some will tell you not less than or maximum of 500 words, and that is where your summary, your high school summary has to be very strong. So imagine you are writing, you are reducing your personal statement of, let's say, 1,000 words to 500 words. You know that what that means. So I think basically personal statement and statement of purpose, you can use them interchangeably. But the difference comes when in terms of your motivation letters. Hello.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. I think we had some technical issues there. Thank you for your prompt answering, and you have actually done well to this evening. So I think there's a question before you there. How can one apply for English proficiency? And that's coming from Oshafu Narudin. Yeah, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, thank you. I think to answer this question is simple, because English proficiency, they have bodies that do organize these exams, like TOEFL. You go to their website. GRE, they have their website. IELTS, they have their website. We have even Duolingo and SAT, all those things. They have their website whereby you need to go and register, and that is where finance has to come in. That you need to register. This is something, it's one of the requirements. So no scholarship will provide money for you for that. You'll be the one. In fact, before you apply for scholarship, you must have that. So what it means is that you write it, and some of them do actually expire. Let me say most of them has expiry date after 2 years. So you make sure when you write it, you should be able to use it within the period of 2 years. If not, after 2 years, it expires. then you have to go and write another one.
Yeah.
Another thing I have to tell you here, you have to be very careful. If you have your money, go straight to the website, register and pay. Because there are agents that will tell you that they will subsidize the price for you. To be sincere, I'm a victim of scam when it comes to issue of GRE. I remember when I started my scholarship pursuit, we paid, I wanted to write, because I was not having money with me much, so I wanted to write GRE and TOEFL at the same time. I paid 70,000, and we never knew that it was a scammer. He told us that he was an agent. That guy scammed like more than 10 of us. It was a serious problem. So when it comes to writing English proficiency, if you have your money, just go direct to their website and register, pay from your own account. Don't go through any agent. Most of the agents are scammers, to be sincere with you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. I think I'll have to reiterate this again. Don't pay money to scammers when applying for any of these English proficiency. So to our audience out there, if there is anything I wish to tell you right now, is allow anything that has to do with impossibility to go into extinction in your life. Impossibility shouldn't be something that should be heard about us. There is nothing impossible in this life. If you want to actually do anything, put your mind in it. There is no height that you can never achieve. There is no place you cannot get to. People might begin to, as far as when you're doing it, people might begin to say a lot of things about it. People might begin to laugh at you. But I'm happy to tell you once again, impossibility should not be something that should be recorded in you. Then others have been doing it. Then you can also do it. Strive, try, continue. If you listen to what Mr. Joseph has talked about, he did not just start his scholarship application right now. When I started my application in studying outside Nigeria, I tried it the first time, it didn't work out. I tried it the second time, it didn't work out. I kept trying. Probably people thought, oh, he just tried it first time and he got it. No, I've tried going to Hungary, it didn't work out. I've tried going to Spain, it didn't work out. Before I tried to focus on United Kingdom. A lot of persons, they are not aware of that. But today I'm here saying it. I tried the third one and it worked out for me. So you tried it the first time, it didn't work out. Keep trying. And a day will come, the sky will not just be your starting point. It will be, the sky will not just be your limit. It will be your starting point. Over to you, Mr. Joseph, again. In applying for probably in applying for any scholarship or any study abroad, you need a recommendation. This area is very, very important. A lot of persons, they kept asking me, how do I apply for recommendation? Who writes recommendation for me? What does it entail? So in writing a recommendation, are you writing the recommendation for yourself? Is your family member the one writing it for you? Or you need somebody that is external to do the recommendation writing for you? And what does the recommendation entails?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think recommendation letter, like I said earlier, is very, very important. It's one of the integral requirements of any scholarship, so to say. So talking about a recommendation letter, your family member can write it for you. Unless maybe if, let me put it this way, for instance, whereby you are fortunate that you have an uncle or a relative that's maybe a lecturer and he has taught you. That's number one. Number two, it must not be only from academia. It should be able, I think you can also get it from, maybe if you have any work experience where you have ever worked, and you can also get a recommendation letter from them. But one of them must come from academia. And the person I suggest that should be able to write a recommendation should be your supervisor. That's the lecturer, your lecturer that supervises your undergraduate or master's, that's talking of PhD now. It should be that person, because it should be the person, he can be the person that can be able to tell about maybe your research potential. You remember you did undergraduate project under him or
Absolutely.
her. So exactly. So that what it means is that he can be able to tell if you are good in research, or you can research independently, because there are people they can research but they can't do it independently.
Independently,
They
yeah.
must need somebody's help and what have you. So all these things, your supervisor, undergraduate supervisor, should be able to write one of your recommendation letters. It's very, very important.
Mm. So,
Yeah, it's very,
thank
very
you,
important.
Mr. Joseph. Um, Before I go into uh, um, the challenges you faced while applying for scholarship, I want to actually tell the audience next week we are not going to be broadcasting on my own personal profile any longer. We are going to broadcast live on Sir Tim's media page. So if you have not subscribed to our Facebook page or YouTube channel, so you go ahead to do that so that you can get uh, the notification whenever we schedule any meeting. So in this area of recommendation, personally, I had issues. I have to say it on air. I had issues while looking for recommendation. When I thought of who to recommend me, I went straight to my supervisor. And my supervisor, God bless him, very warm reception. He told me, okay, Tim, I actually know you very well. I know you can do this. So, but what will happen? We need a higher person that we recommend you. He actually took me to one of my lecturers. He said, Timothy, this person is higher than me in rank. So he told the person I supervised his project. He had A in his project and he can research independently. He told him everything that he needs to do. Just because during my undergraduate program, I had some little issues with that lecturer. He told me, don't worry, I will recommend you. And when his supervisor left, the recommendation letter he wrote for me, I just can't go into my file and get it out. In fact, there was no returning details. He actually, if I can read it, if there's any line I can never forget, he said, Timothy approached me to write a recommendation for him. So, which was against his own will. So he decided to write a recommendation for me. And imagine schools outside the country, if they see that, if that's a rejection already.
Exactly.
And there was no way for them to even communicate back to him because I actually told him, sir, there's no returning details in your recommendation. He said, don't worry, they know how to get back to the school. So if the school is actually going to get back, they'll have to go and look for the school I graduated from my alma mater, look on their website to send them. So that's not possible. So if you're getting somebody to write a recommendation for you, let it be somebody that you actually had a discussion, you actually flow with. At least your lecturer, don't hesitate. If you have not discussed with them for quite some time now, it's not too late for you to still go back to them. And in fact, the month just started. You can still send happy new month message to them. I just want to wish you all the best. I just want to thank you for all the contribution you did during my undergraduate program. So when you continue to do this, you begin to see that this letter will begin to have you in mind. So when you now approach them for recommendation, they don't have any choice than to actually go ahead and recommend you for further study. So all thanks to the lecturers that I later, that my supervisor actually took me to later on. He took me to other two lecturers. He just told them, this is my boy, recommend him. I know him. I did everything with him. And they did not even ask. And all they asked me was, send me your mail. I will send you the recommendation. And if I tell you the recommendation they wrote for me, in fact, they are superb. So my wonderful lecturers out there, thank you for all you have done. So those little contributions they contributed to our lives. I will not forget to Dr. Or Professor Uchenunu, thank you very much. And to Dr. Mrs. Obaje, thank you for your contribution towards my academical pursuits. So, Mr. Joseph, over to you again. What were your challenges you faced while applying for scholarships?
Well, thank you for this question. I think there are several challenges. To be sincere with you, emotional, financial, socially, let me put it that way. Because there are times I have to deny myself of some social, social life because of the scholarship pursuit.
Yeah.
Imagine, I think one of the scholarship that I won, that in region scholarship, to be sincere with you, like I started the application around 9 p.m. That was the second stage of the application. That was the second stage after the pre-selection. So the second stage of the application was I started the application around 9 p.m. I finished around 5 a.m.
All through the night.
Yes. I couldn't sleep because it was, I can say that is the most difficult scholarship that I've applied ever. and it's very competitive. So it requires your time. Now, I want to say this: your ability, or rather, let me say, winning competitive scholarships depend on your ability to try and fail and still have the courage to try again.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, it's very, very important, because emotional, in the sense that, imagine you apply for scholarship that you in fact, all your hope, or you have already concluded that you get the scholarship, and all of a sudden they will send you a rejection.
Yeah.
You are already emotionally, you are down. You feel like, I will not apply for these scholarships again. Right? So emotionally, you also, it's also a challenge. To be sincere with you, at a point I wanted to give up, especially when it comes to PhD. Like, at a point I just wanted to give up. I said, why am I even, this master's is enough, why do I even want to apply for this scholarship? But if I look back where I was coming from, if I look at the people that are looking up to me, I say, no, I must do this. So that was what I told myself. I told myself that, okay, after my undergraduate, my parents, or neither myself, I will not fund for my education. Those are the things that were keeping me. Those are the things that were pushing me to apply, to keep on applying, even though I was receiving rejection sometimes on daily basis.
Wow.
I receive rejection. Sometimes you even start feeling bad and think that, maybe I'm not eligible. Maybe I'm not eligible. Yeah, eligible. Maybe I'm not qualified, or maybe so. If care is not taken, to be sincere with you, you can have a psychological trauma in such a way that no. I mean, I have to be very frank. I have to be very frank here, because to be sincere with you, like, sometimes you may need a counselor that will sit you down and talk to you, even though you have, because imagine, like, the scholarship I apply in Ireland, to be sincere with you, that scholarship, I was having 99% that I will win the scholarship. They sent me a letter that I have been placed under reserve list. For 1 week, my body was sick. I was not going to class because I was doing my master's. So it was terrible, like, emotionally. Financially, to be sincere with you, in terms of financial, like, writing some of these exams, TOEFL, GRE, if you are to write, you must, like, getting your international passport, which is very important, that I didn't mention. You really need international passport. That's your passport, because when you get any scholarship, you will be applying for your visa. So thank to my uncle also, Professor William Lucas Lumbi. Anytime I run to him for financial support, he done his state. Sometimes he can even go extra mile to even borrow money if you don't have, to give me, to see that, yes, I get these things ready. Yeah. So it requires your time. There are times that you need to your social life, you have to reject it. There are times that you need to. So at the end of it all, I will tell you this: mathematically, my formula for success is God grace plus hard work is equal to success. Yeah.
God's grace plus hard work
is equal to success. That is my mathematically. Yeah, that's my formula. That is my formula. I didn't say your formula, so you should be able to discover your own. You should be able. So anybody that's listening to me, you might apply my formula and you will fail. So I am telling you my formula now. So God's grace plus God's grace plus hard work is equal to success to me.
So to me, I think God's grace plus hard work is equal to success. I think that's also my formula. So that's my new formula from today. God's grace plus hard work is equal to success.
And I think that is why Thomas. I think, let me just quote Thomas Jefferson again. He said, "What I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. The harder I work, the more luck I seem to have." That's a quote by, I think, Thomas Jefferson, one of the president of United States of America.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Once again, to our esteemed audience out there, you must understand that if you want to achieve success, denial must we have to be your middle name. Yeah, you have to deny yourself of a whole lot of things. You have to deny yourself of friends. You have to deny yourself of social life. You have to deny, most at times, you deny yourself of sleep. You deny yourself of even food. There are a lot of times you have to deny yourself of a whole lot of things. But if you are somebody that is very focused, you know where you're heading to, you shouldn't be afraid, because a time will come whereby those things that you deny yourself of, they will yield positive results in your life. We just have a few minutes to end our broadcast for today. And next week is another wonderful time. We're going to come up with another guest that will come here to actually talk about different areas which I wouldn't want to disclose yet, but within the week we'll have the flyers, they'll be out. Mr. Joseph, over to you again. What is your final word to our audience? What do you have to tell them? How do you hope to encourage them? And where do you wish they become in a few months to come?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, in conclusion, I would like to say this. Any journey that you embark on, you have to set a goal.
Mm,
Setting a goal is very, very important. To be
very
sincere with
important.
you, when I started my undergraduate, I was inspired by a result of a student that I saw. And I wrote down that GPA. And to be sincere with you, my friend will be a witness, Emmanuel Obed. When my first semester is 100 level came out, that was exact GPA that I got.
Mm,
Exact GPA that I got. He was even telling me, that means that even you put a 5.0, that means that you could have
could
gotten
have gotten it,
5.0.
yeah.
Like, to be sincere with you, so you must set a goal and try to work toward achieving your goal. It's very, very important,
Important, yeah.
right? So in terms of applying for scholarship, if you can apply for like 20, 15 a day, do it. Remember, you need only one. You don't need many, one. So just keep on applying until you what?
You
You
get
get
it.
one. And
Mm.
definitely, I know you will get. So be determined, be focused, and don't keep trying. Continue trying until you get one. Thank you all.
Yes, our guest has given us his final word. Don't stop trying. We should continue to try. So, to our esteemed audience, you have heard from our guest this evening. If you have any area that you are confused, that you need more clarification, don't forget to drop it in the comment section in either our Satim's media page or our Satim's YouTube channel. So as you are doing that, I will easily get across to our guest for tonight or for this evening, and he will reach out to you either personally. If you want him to also be your mentor in applying for any of this scholarship, get across to us via any of our handles. I will get straight to him. Do not look down on yourself. You can achieve any height that you wish to achieve in life. It's a matter of time. It is a matter of time. So just be encouraged at every point in time. Don't stop trying. Keep trying. Keep doing it. A day will come that you're going to look at yourself and say, God, thank God I started trying. And never forget the God factor. Don't forget our speaker has said that God's grace plus hard work is equals to success. So don't forget the God factor. I am begging you personally, don't forget the God factor. When I started my journey, God factor, in fact, it was a major thing. I remember going to the church, telling my people, see, I'm embarking on a very important project that probably might change my life forever. So we need to pray. And I saw the way the people were praying that day. I didn't tell them the project. I only told them I'm embarking on the project, and they prayed earnestly. And they prayed earnestly. And today, the project actually came, and here am I thanking God for embarking on this wonderful project. So don't stop trying. Keep doing it. Put on the God factor. Keep telling God, this is what I want to do. Take charge. And I tell you, you will one day smile and thank God because you actually tried. To all our viewers that join us this evening, to my friends and family, fans, thank you for joining us this evening. Next week is another time. I will also appreciate you join us next week for another wonderful session. For the meantime, if you have not subscribed to our channel, go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Satims Media. Go to our Facebook page, Satims Media. Subscribe to our various channel. You can also go to Instagram. Though we've not started broadcasting live, Satims Media on Twitter, Satims Media. All the social media handle we are there, Satims Media. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope to see you next week Sunday, same time, same social media handle, but with a different topic and a different guest. For the meantime, thank you, Mr. Joseph, for joining us this evening. We really appreciate and we love you, and we hope to have you here in Satims Media once again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Joseph. For now, it's a goodbye from Satims Media Studio. God bless you all for joining. Bye.